Hey, what's up, everybody? Mogion Monster here, along with the lovely Stevie B.
Hey.
Welcome to Why the Fascination, or WTF as we like to call it. Welcome, everybody. It's good to see you in chat. I said hi to everybody already except Jeff. What's up, Jeff? No, I mean, I typed hello to everybody as they came in. No, it's good to see everybody. Mr. Lee, what's up? Hey, Sandra, Sharon. Congratulations. Sharon's going to be a grandmama again.
Oh, yay.
Yeah, that's awesome.
That's cool. Very good.
Hey, Val. Good day, Mark. Tight lines. Harold. Christy, what's up?
Warm in here.
I think I got it.
I'm still trying to get chat up.
No worries. You could be on time. You wouldn't be on time. You like to see Northwoods. What's up? Hey, Scott. So yeah, guys, you know how this works. I will post the link in chat, and you guys will click on it and come hang out. Simple as that. I'll wait. Links in chat. Anybody can hit the link. If you don't want to be on camera, bottom of the screen, it says stop camera. Hit that. You don't have to be on camera. Ta-da. Also, Gary, what's up? Yeah, all I ask is that you do turn off YouTube. Just come on StreamYard. And this way we don't get that major echo. Danny Staten, what's going on? Listen to Scott. Please hit the like button and subscribe to this great channel and hit the heart button. It helps with the algorithms. Yeah, I appreciate that, Scott, by the way. Thank you. I was going to say, I'll go what?
Right.
Care about what? Nothing? Yeah, I don't pay attention.
Yeah, right.
I just, I'm not that vested. I don't do it for, it's not a business. It's not a money maker. It's just a place to come hang out with you guys.
I was going to say, we're here just like you guys.
Just to hang out. Just someplace to.
No more, no less.
Yeah, I mean, geez, we're into our 5th year. Well, this channel is, yeah.
That's crazy.
Into it, yeah. So we're 4 May, June, July, August, September. 4 years, 4 months. Damn.
Derek McManus. Good to see you.
Hey, Derek. What's up, buddy?
Chiro.
I saw you in somebody's chat the other day. I forget who it was. I wasn't in chat. Hey, Chiro. How you doing, Jane? Bobby Ounce.
Wee.
Good to see you. Hey, Breeze.
Excuse me. I feel like I got to sneeze all of a sudden.
Yeah, I always described it as like somebody left the back door open to the studio and they snuck in. It's like, hey, figure out the butt. Now we can have some fun.
Right.
That's 4 years ago. That's the way I felt. I was like, wait, I can do this and this and this. And here we are. This back door. Yeah, there we go.
Y'all excuse me for a minute. I have nothing to drink near me. Step away for a second.
She needs coffee.
I don't have anything.
I said she needs coffee.
Yeah.
That's water.
Okay. Be right back.
She's still within
I'm here.
earshot.
You just won't see me stand up.
Hey, Pammy. I'm assuming you're here. You can scroll back to find you. Pammy, what's happening? Good to see you.
Hey, Barry.
So yeah, this is our pre-hurricane show.
Right. Hurricane party.
If we have power and internet Thursday night, that will be our during the hurricane show. I doubt that'll happen. Nah, we can phone. That's a good idea. We have enough chargers if we lose power. We'll do it. I'll do it. Why not?
Yeah, we're getting ready for the Alabama.
That's the other thing is we're like, I got my pop-up opened up in my carport, and I have to have it closed tomorrow because that storm's coming through. I also got a bunch of boats to move. There's 3 boats that we have to move. I think we're probably going to move them all at once. Thank you, Scott. A generator? No.
You have one.
No, a real generator.
Well, you have one.
Fucking my generator couldn't power a coffee maker.
Some lights.
That's all I use it for is lights. I take it camping just so we could have some lights when the battery gets low. Because I use a marine battery, deep cycle marine battery for my trailer. And I'm bringing an extra battery, so we'll be good. But I'm just, yeah, no, it's not our first rodeo, that's for sure. Bringing just, I'm praying that this storm doesn't interfere with this Alabama trip. Be it, blocking roadways or just tore up shit. I think we'll be okay, as far as our location. We're Central Florida. We're on the edge of the cone, but I think we'll be all right.
I'm worried about the people on the west coast of Florida.
People like Richie Evans.
Yes. Anyone that has
Matt Larson, he's down in Tampa, that way. Who else? Bobby's up here. She's Central Florida, but still, I'm not.
Gina P. and anybody that's in that southwestern.
Breeze is in Lakeland. He's over that way, right, Breeze? So you should be all right. Although, you're a little south, but you're still inland.
I think they were added to the
state of emergency.
State of emergency, yeah.
Oh, it's going to be a big storm. I don't know how powerful.
We're all going to be affected by it somehow.
Yeah. The last the last hurricane, and I'm not asking. I don't want destruction or anything, but the last hurricane was.
We get more rain during a thunderstorm. Summer thunderstorm
was a disappointment.
Than we did for the last hurricane.
We lost power for an hour, and it was from a rain band that came through before the storm hit.
First. Yeah.
And that was the hardest rain that we got, and wind was from that first band that came through.
And that was it.
And then the rest was like, eh.
Like I said, thank God,
We've been lucky, I talked to Richie. He's got a place to bug out to.
Good. Okay, good.
He's, they're going to stick it out as long as they can. If it starts to,
I mentioned him a couple times today.
Yeah, if they get a bad storm surge, they're going to bug out.
Yeah, he's right.
Jake Fritz is up the street. He's good. As far as it's being inland. We'll be all right, I think. We're good food wise. What we do is we take bottles of water and we freeze them. And this way, if the power does go out, we just throw a bunch of those bottles in the refrigerator to keep that cold. And, more in the freezer to keep that cold.
And I did some shopping today and got little
make sure we have enough to get through.
Yeah, I think I hit the store before. See, all day the governor declared a state of emergency for 21 counties in Florida.
41.
20. Oh, I'm sorry,
41.
41. Excuse me, 41. And then later this afternoon, they added an additional 21 or 20. Those 20 are now including us. So I believe, I feel like talking to people at work today, it was, for the most part, there was no concern. Oh, we'll be okay. It's not going to come this far. And then like around 1, 2 o'clock, they announced that, there's a good chance.
That county is now in the
yeah. So now, hopefully, I'm pretty sure I hit the store before most did. But even going to the grocery store, say 2:30, 3 o'clock this afternoon, it was pretty empty. Like the shelves were getting empty.
Sorry, guys. The other day, I don't like this phone in the sense that I'm always turning something off by accident or turning something on. And the other day, I butt dialed Heidi Pop, and just said, I was like, oops, butt dialed. So she says, missed call. What? We'll catch up soon. What did I say? I said I'm live, so maybe she'll pop up chat. But yeah, I keep turning off my data. My mobile data. So I have no just shuts everything off. She's like, I've been texting you and you haven't returned. And I look and I see and I turn it on, and all of a sudden, ding, 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 ding.
Let's check.
Danny says we're getting hurricane warnings in South Carolina. They say we're getting 50-mile-per-hour winds plus. This is going to be a big rainmaker. Even after it passes, like on our side of it, those lower band, those bands that come around that's a lot of rain that's going to come in with that. Mr. Fritz. Making a PB and J. Yeah. You cut the crust off? PB.
Sorry.
Amateur.
Sure am.
Shit, I might have to reach for the glasses. Stats. How are you? Hey, Joe Pat. Stats, where are you now? Are you in Florida? I'm assuming.
Hey, Val. Good to see you. Here, turn that back. There we go. Christy said she drove through both sides hail.
It's brutal.
It is. I'm glad you made it through it okay.
Did your windshield survive? I'd be amazed.
It sounded like pew pew shots hitting my van.
No doubt. Yeah, I had hail in Arizona. Like my truck is, if you look at it, you'll see all the hail damage in it from the storm in Arizona. That sucked, because I went out and I covered up the windshield.
He was out there covering up the windshield, and it was pegging him in the
and,
legs.
and the ankles, and it hurt. They were like marble size.
A little bit bigger.
And yeah, that sucked.
I remember that.
But yeah, my truck is all pock marks from damn hail.
Carol said she only had one dent on her hood.
Did I post? Did I? I had a video.
You did.
I had a
I'm
video.
pretty sure you showed it.
Must show.
Derek says it's freezing there.
Where else did I just do? I've done that like 2 or 3 times where I covered the I
Out
did it
here, right out here.
Yeah. I was like, oh yeah, I
The
took carpet. Yeah.
Yes.
That was rolled a piece of carpet.
That was pretty smart.
It was a pretty clean piece of carpet that I was going to reuse in the pop up, and this storm came through, and you hear ding, 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 the hail, and I'm like, oh shit, because my truck's backed in, but the front end sticks out. So I just ran out and grabbed this piece of carpet and threw it across the windshield, and it was almost exactly the same height, and it covered the whole windshield, and it saved my windshield.
It did. That was pretty slick. They've been sitting there on the pop-up
for
a minute.
No,
pretty much.
Well, no. Whenever I did the floor, I took the floor out. I couldn't imagine golf ball size hail, man. That's crazy. I've seen videos. I saw a video from Arizona where they had a microburst, and with it they had hail. And the guy had a pool in his backyard, and he's filming the pool, and the hail hitting it. And this was they were the size of baseballs.
Jeez.
Hitting, yeah, it was crazy. Limbs are just coming down, leaves, because everything's just getting destroyed.
There she is. Hi, Heidi.
Hey, Heidi. Yeah, it was a butt dial. Yeah, I don't know how. It just seems to do it. I was just talking about it. I turn off the data a lot by accident, so I don't get messages or whatever. It's annoying. And it's only recently. Really.
I know.
The past week and a half.
Well, just the last few days.
No, I've butt dialed other people.
Oh, I thought you meant the data.
Yeah. Yeah. Stop leaving it in the sun. I don't really.
I was gonna say
Every once in a while I'll catch myself, like I'll throw it into the lock box. I mean the dock box, and it's usually in the morning and the sun's low, so the top of the box is still in shadow. And I'll start cleaning boats or forget about it, and next thing I know, the sun's up. It's been an hour and a half or whatever, and now the sun's on the damn. It's like, no. Many times it's been like
heats it up pretty quick.
Yeah, many times it's been like battery is too hot, so it wouldn't work, and I'm like, gotta go take a break.
Northwood says at some point my ex must have been hit in the head with some softball size hail.
I imagined it too.
You got a visual?
Yeah, but two, because it was. Neither of them ended well.
Patrick Vaughn, good to see you, hon.
How you doing, Patrick? Is anybody in here going? I don't know who's going to the Alabama outing. And that's the other thing is if there's no signal, I think I mentioned it. I probably won't be doing a show on the 3rd. I think the 3rd is a Thursday. Yeah.
Yeah. We'll be driving up.
Yeah. Hopefully we'll be up there by then.
Yes, it
But
should be.
I don't know that there is any signal up there. But hey, there's a signal.
I sure hope
I'll
so.
be on.
'Cause
Mhm.
I need to have a signal.
But I just want to put it out there so you guys aren't like, what happened? Because that'd be me. What happened?
Have you put the link yet?
Sharon guy. I don't know. They're not interested. I waste my time. Yeah, if I must. All right. Probably just put a V in chat. Didn't even do anything.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't see anything.
Good. Forget what I just said. Link is in chat. If anybody wants to click on the link, come hang out, come say hi. Might be a last chance. This fucking hurricane could take a turn for the worse.
Yeah, right. Not funny.
I can swim.
Looking at?
We got kayaks.
That's right.
Could you imagine?
No. Don't want to.
That'd be weird. It's being added. I want to experience a storm in a kayak, but not fucking hurricane.
Yeah, no.
I want to see how choppy it gets. I want to be out there in white caps.
Wonder where the gators go during a storm.
Probably not too far.
No, probably not. That huge one down there at your marina thing is monstrous. I mean, this gator that hangs out around his marina is
Probably
10 feet easy.
no. He's probably 9.
What's
No, there's a foot is a difference that way because I always say
Wow.
8 to 9. I put him in that 8 to 9 category, not the 9 to 10. It's 2 different. That's 2 feet difference. He's 8 foot. Still, it's a big gator. But he's got, or she has a huge head on it, right?
Yeah, it's huge.
Oh, what's the damn what's the dog from our gang?
Huh?
The dog from our gang. The dog with the Petey. Petey. Yeah, someone's gonna say it. Because this alligator has this white ring around its eye. It's
Yeah,
weird.
I haven't seen it that close up.
Oh, really?
No,
It's weird.
don't want to.
I've seen you jump at baby gators.
Well, yeah, it jumped at me. True story.
Yeah, you were like 10 feet away.
I was not 10 feet away. I was leaning over the rail towards it.
8 feet.
Really?
Yeah. Well, that rail was high on the gangplank.
Forget it.
Was that the same? That was when all the minnows are around it. That was the same gator.
Yes.
Oh, okay. I got a video of that. Forgot about that. Who in the world would paint a gator's eye? Probably got too close to one of those big herons and shit that are shitting all over the docks. It's probably just was passing under at the wrong time. It's not a ring, it's shit. We have this issue with, they're called aquatic nymphs. They also call them blind mosquitoes. They're the size of a big mosquito, not like a big mosquito, like
like a regular
mosquito, but on the larger side. They're that size, and they don't bite. However,
God, can you imagine
today,
if they did?
Oh no,
you couldn't go outside.
They'd rule the world.
They would.
I know.
Thousands.
I sent you the video. I don't think I filmed anything except through Messenger.
Thousands and thousands.
No. Billions. No, you laughed.
I wasn't out there, so I don't know.
As soon as before I got out of the truck, I videoed my first video. I looked, I said, oh, fuck. The car next to me was white. You couldn't tell it was white. Well, I mean, you could, but it was covered completely in blind mosquitoes on that side because it's the shade side.
Well, he sent another video that he's walking onto the pontoon and it's a cloud of them. I mean, just a cloud of these bugs.
What's up, Jeff?
Hey, how are you guys?
Good, man. How you been?
I gotta adjust my volume here.
Us
Yeah,
too.
me too.
You're louder here than you were on YouTube, so my StreamYard must be.
Yeah, no, we didn't know how loud it was until
you said, "Hey."
like, whoa.
You couldn't see me, but I jumped back.
And I keep getting people telling me that my mic's too quiet, so I've got my mic dialed up really hot, and that may be louder than most people, so I don't know. But
how you doing, Jeff?
Well, it's nice to be back home for a few days. I spent the last 8 days guiding a client, an elk hunter, up in the Bitterroot Mountains of eastern Idaho, up in the Panhandle, and that's some of the most unforgiving terrain I guided. It was a rough 8 days, but
that's amazing. It's just cool as hell.
I get 3 days rest, and I'll go back out there again, the same spot. So
I gave up. It's hunting, but I would do a guide service just to go take pictures.
That's what, and for me, I do most of my guiding early in the season like this is archery. So I mean, it isn't just sitting there shooting something from 1,000 yards away. It's really getting close to animals and striking out and having to go at it again and keep trying. And, so a lot of it, you start appreciating just the opportunity rather than assuming that you're going to get an animal. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
But
I used to.
But in this area, I mean, for those who have ever been there, I've been to most of the remote areas of, the Rockies and stuff around, and then up in Montana, Wyoming, Saskatchewan. But this area in Idaho, I guess it's not just that it's so thickly forested compared to a lot of it. It's the undulation, the up and down. I mean, You're going at 30, 40% grades at all times, either up or down. There's no break from that. And, it's at 10,200 feet above sea level. And we have horses up there, so that's a challenge too. But
yeah, I noticed the difference going to Flagstaff, and that's only like 7,200. if that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Go up
For
there after
this trip, it was really dry. I mean, they haven't had a lot of rain up in there. And so bringing the horses up there, the horses love it. They breathe easy. It's just they need a lot of water. And where we set up base camp and stuff, there's springs and stuff, so it's not hard to always. There's a lot of creeks. Every time you go downhill, you're finding a creek somewhere. So that's not a big issue. But the unsettling thing for me is just I'm used to being around the wolf populations of Montana and Wyoming, so you hear a lot at night, right? And the mountain lions that are in the Wyoming and Montana areas. But this part of the Selkirk area of the Bitterroots is the highest concentration of grizzly bears in the lower 48. And I was really doing a lot of research on that this last week while I was out there, because one of the ridges we spend about 8 hours a day scoping from, I actually could get a signal on and could check my email. It was kind of blew me away. I don't know if one of those fire towers has a 5G tower in it or what, but I could get a signal. And so I'd sit there, while I'm glassing, every now and then I'd pull up my phone and look up if I'd have a question about, I wonder about how many bears are in this area, or what's the history of them. And it was really interesting to learn that, there used to be, back in the Lewis and Clark days in the 1800s, there was 50,000 grizzly bears in the lower 48 area.
Wow.
And European settlers hunted them down to where there was less than 1,000. And it got down to where there was 32, what they call populations of grizzlies, where, whether you want to call them clusters or clans or just areas, 32 of them concentrated in the lower 48, and like 28 of those were wiped out in 50 years. So there was only like 4 areas that were holding them at one time. It was so low a population, and they've built back up and recovered. They say right now there's about 2,000 grizzlies in the lower 48. And this area of the Bitterroots where I am, in the square, maybe 100 miles by 50 miles, is where about 40% of them live. So there's like 400 to 600 of them, they say. So,
and how many square miles is this area, or
the area where I'm at is probably about where I'm really spending my time hunting is about 16 miles by about 10 miles. But that Selkirk area, which is 80 to 100 miles tall by, let's say, 25, 30 miles wide, is where they're saying there's 400 to 600 grizzlies at. And it's such a big population of them, but yet it's so thick there that you'd have to be standing 20 feet away from one to actually see it. I mean, it's crazy how when we're
scary
on these ridge tops glassing, how it's really hard to find these animals, compared to Montana and stuff. But
well, Pearl, great to see you.
Leanne, good to see you, huh?
Leanne, absolutely. Catch up a little bit here. Sorry.
yeah, you get out there in that remoteness for 8 days, you come back, and I'm like trying to catch up on everything. It's like, oh, there's a hurricane coming. Oh, it's like you're just kind of dormant.
8 days is a long time. 8 days ago, this hurricane was probably 1 day away from being a thought.
Yeah, yeah. Well, and I was in Montana on an 8-day hunt that only lasted 3 days because we filled all the tags, and then the next week had another 7-day hunt that lasted 3 days because we filled all the tags. So this one actually went the whole time. And when you're out there in that remote of an area, you start realizing all the things that you don't have. And the first day or two, it's like a shock that I have to get used to not having this and not having that. But after about 3 or 4 days, you really start adjusting to it and you realize, I don't need that shit. After
It's
8 days,
amazing.
I'm like, I'm not even wondering where my phone is anymore. After 8 days, I could care less, you know.
Right.
At that point, my phone ain't going to save my life and it isn't going to chop any wood for me. So I don't really care where my phone is. But
Connor, Cammy, and Colton say hello, WTF family. What's up, guys? Good to see you. Yeah, it's amazing.
But usually when I get back from a trip, I'll usually get online and realize, oh, all this was going on in the Bigfoot community. Like this happened or that happened. I can tell you, it seems to have been a fairly uneventful 8 days compared to normally. Doesn't seem like that much happened. No drama, no weird stuff, no kind of pleasant to see.
I haven't seen drama in a long time.
Yeah.
It's better that way.
Well, they say everybody's attracted to the train wreck, but the truth is there's so much more to appreciate in everything that's going on outside of the train wreck. And unfortunately, people really don't get to focus on that a lot. There's usually just too much crap going on that steals the attention of the meaningful stuff there is to really talk about and appreciate. But
it's true. That's why I don't get drawn into that shit. Like the news, don't watch it.
Yeah, especially
just don't watch it. I'll catch bits and pieces, inevitably. But I don't follow. I don't believe it. I just don't trust it. Let's put it that way. It sounds paranoid or whatever. It's just, I'd rather just, I'm good.
Mm-hmm.
What do we got here? 36. WTF, Mike, what's up?
I seen he had a big show on earlier with a bunch of guests on it. I didn't pop on and see what
they're about to pop in right now. We're getting
Here
ready, folks. That's cool. What's up? What's up?
What's up, Mike?
Brissy boy, welcome. It's good to see you, Mike.
Happy Bates.
Jay says, we worry more about lightning and tornadoes that peel off the hurricanes.
True.
Especially on that's the side that we're on.
Yeah.
That's what's, for a Midwest guy like me, that's what's hard to adjust to the whole hurricane thing is you get really quite a bit of, I know there's micro adjustments of where it's going to landfall, and it could be north or south from where they originally thought. It may intensify or detensify as it's coming, but you usually have a couple days notice that something may happen, right?
Oh, yeah.
And you just don't get that with the tornadoes. It's like 5 minutes you're outside mowing the lawn, and then the sirens are going off. It's like, what the hell's going on?
Yeah, that's the thing. There's no sirens really here because it doesn't happen that frequently.
Not a great gamer. Welcome.
So if a tornado comes through, you really don't get much of a notice or warning unless you're watching the news or following the weather.
Kathy Bates, welcome.
I may have shared this years ago, but I remember the day we got that I got married back in May 30th of 1998 was the day of the Spencer tornado up in South Dakota that leveled this town. It's an F5 tornado. And that night we were at the hotel. We had just gotten married and we were leaving the next morning on our honeymoon, but we spent the night in this hotel, and they had called us and said, everybody needs to come down to the lobby because this tornado is coming. And we went down to the lobby, and there was a bus full of like 80-some-year-old seniors from Florida that were driving through on their way to Mount Rushmore. And so they were staying at the hotel. None of them had ever been in a tornado before, and they're all down in the lobby too, you know. And I told them, yeah, we got married today. So all these old guys are taking turns dancing with my wife, you know, to the music as if it was a wedding dance. But one old lady says to me, how do you know, what's it like being in a tornado? And I said, she says, because in a hurricane, we usually have a day or two notice, and we'll get plywood and we'll board up our windows and stock up on water. And she goes, how do you prepare for a tornado? I said, you don't. I says, basically, you'll hear that there's a warning, usually a few minutes out from it. And then basically you'll hear what sounds like a railroad, like a locomotive coming down a railroad track, and all hell will break loose. And about 60 seconds later, it's still and it's quiet and everything's gone. And she's like, well, that sounds horrible. And I'm like, well, you know,
it's not.
We should be okay. I said, we should be okay, you know, but
preparation you can do is make sure that the path from the house to the storm shelter is clear.
Right.
Yeah.
The best you could do here in Florida to prepare for a tornado is just hide. Try to hide.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. It's kind of screwed here. We are wedged in the middle of everybody, so you know.
I take comfort in the fact that this place has been here
for
50 some years
like that.
And
yeah,
never flooded, never.
Yeah,
no.
Still here.
Well, you know, when you're experiencing a tornado or a hurricane or something like that, I mean, you've got to understand that, one, they do a tremendous job with satellite tracking of this stuff, and you know, and we really are, from an emergency standpoint, prepared pretty well to respond even in worst case scenarios. But you know, I mean, there's always the worry of what happens if, you know, if you're caught off guard and weren't aware of it. For us, we get whole lines of thunderstorms coming. And then usually in that line of storms on the southern edge, you can get a little hook where a tornado will be. So you can kind of tell by the satellite image, the radar, of, wow, that looks pretty dangerous there, you know. They don't just pop up out of nowhere, but.
No, I like watching Brian Hall, y'all, when he's
12
live.
Pearls just mentioned him.
Huh?
12 Pearls just mentioned him.
Yeah,
Brian
if he
Hall,
goes live, the shit's about to hit the fan.
Yeah, him and Reed Timmer. Reed Timmer was up here a couple days before I left for Idaho. He was here because tornadoes were going to be forecasted to come through. And I seen him in town. It's kind of funny. But
yeah, no, this guy, Brian Hall knows his shit. I was really impressed with him. And to what level he can get down to ground level and tell you which street, what building it's going to hit. Or if you're in this intersection, get out of that intersection. You know, it's like, holy shit.
Reed Timmer is a little more kind of loco a little bit. I hate to say it. I mean, he's like taking his shirt off and screaming while he's driving, and like some college kid going to a rager party. You know, it's like, dude. I don't know. I guess that's the entertainment value of it. I think he's still brilliant and smart when it comes to reading that imagery and predicting where those storms will be. But when you go after them with reckless abandon like that, it's a little out of where I would probably do. I've always been the type, though, that if there's a tornado warning here, I'll go out on the deck and look for it. I mean, I would rather stand outside looking for it rather than being hid in the basement in a corner,
Yeah. That would be me. Oh, shit. We don't have a basement.
We'll be under the trailer with the cats.
Right? There's a lot of feral cats around here, and they got under my house. But she just said, yeah, we'll be under the trailer with the cats.
Mm-hmm.
Rissy boy is from Australia. Brisbane, I'm guessing.
Somebody was wondering if I was feeling okay. They said I was looking pale. I got home late last night. I've been 8 days off the grid, drinking a lot of water, but I don't know. I don't feel sick at all. I've been breathing some of the freshest air available, I think. So.
Up there. Hell yeah.
Some of the thinnest air, though. I mean, you got to breathe a lot of it.
True. Do you bring any supplemental oxygen?
I keep a small, it's like a little, I don't know, about that long, about that round tank of it, just for an emergency situation. Right. When I guide clients, I always have them fill out medical background stuff so I know what to be alert for and stuff.
Sure.
But you never know what you're going to deal with. Most of my clients are in their late 50s and 60s, As a matter of fact, that happened to my dad. My dad was guiding a group of 20 pheasant hunters up in South Dakota, northern South Dakota, and they were mostly doctors and surgeons. And they were here from out of state, and they had hunted a couple years in a row. They had came up to hunt with my dad, and they'll hunt a field, and then they'll all get on like two of these party buses and transport to another field that they'll hunt. And they'll do that 2 or 3 times throughout the day. And my dad was standing there by one of these party buses, and one of the guys walked up to him and said, "How you doing, Jim?" And my dad was like, "Pretty good." And he stuttered a little bit when he was talking. And this doctor looked right at him and started asking him some questions, realized he was still stuttering. And he says, "I think you're having a stroke." And he called the helicopter to get him out of there. And he did have a stroke. It was just by chance he had doctors with him that he was guiding that day. But that kind of showed me you've got to be prepared for anything, especially when I say this is one of the most unhospitable terrains that I guide in. If you were hurt in this terrain, to get out of it would be a lot of work. I mean, even if they were going to helicopter you out, you'd have to have about 6 to 8 guys carry you on a backboard, probably 3,000 feet up or down to get you to an area where they could do that. I can't imagine having a serious medical issue and needing to be medevaced out. I think your chances of survival are pretty low. But
I broke my ankle in the woods and walked out. I didn't know it was broken, but it was only a mile, but I was up a mountain. Well,
yeah, I've had serious medical emergencies out there to where you just assume that you've got to get yourself out. If you don't get yourself out, you aren't getting out, Because even if I called somebody on a satellite phone and said, here's my coordinates, or I had an EPIRB on that I hit the emergency deal and they knew my coordinates, the time it would take them to get to me would be at least probably 12 to 24 hours in most cases.
Wow.
Wow. You would think they would be a little more efficient.
Well,
First of all, where I'm at, I'll unload horses at a horse camp, ride 7 to 15 miles up steep terrain back in there, get to a base camp, and then we'll go on foot another 8 to 10 miles that day to get out in even more remote areas. Now, if I need to be medevaced out of there, they can't just fly in with a helicopter and you're down on the ground. They have to have people on the ground there before the helicopter comes. So for somebody to retrace and get to where I am, that's going to take them 12 hours. And then once they're there, then now they've got to get something set up to get a helicopter. That's why I say your chances of surviving it, if you can bring oxygen, and the med kit that I bring is a backpack slung on the side of one of the horses that probably weighs about 20 pounds worth of first aid shit in it.
Maybe they just need the Coast Guard to do the rescues, because those fuckers can pluck a guy off.
Well, they can long line down them. That's the nice thing. It's like air assault in the Army. They'll drop a rope and they'll go down a rope.
All right, Derek. Good evening. You have to turn off YouTube.
Air assault in the Army. They'll drop a rope and they'll go down a rope.
Derek, can you hear me? Just wave. He's not waving.
Well, he's on mute now. He got the echo to go away, but
I got the echo to go away because I muted him. Okay, there's a delay. Okay.
Yeah, there's a big time
There's
delay.
a delay. But you must have YouTube on because there's a bad echo. I'll get that in 3 minutes.
Yeah, right.
I gotta catch up here. Harold says his house was surrounded by owls all night.
Huh.
Last night.
Illinois, I can't believe anything.
Well, Pearls, good night. Good to see you.
Good to see you, Pearls.
Northwood says there's a Coast Guard station, air station near them where he is. They get involved in a lot of search and rescue operations.
Well, I know the stations that are along Washington and Oregon, they don't just train for water rescues. They train for mountain rescues. The Coast Guard does.
That's interesting. Karen says, I used to be good at 10,000 feet because I lived at 9,000 feet. But now that I live in Washington at maybe 79 feet and have for almost 10 years, I can't handle 6,000 feet anymore.
Well, my horses spend most of their time in South Dakota and Montana, and they don't go much over 2,000 feet. But yet, when we're going up there, when I take them up into the Selkirk area, Bitterroots, I have to spend about a day and a half with them at horse camp where I don't work them at all. I just let them acclimate to that height. Because if I unloaded them, gave them a couple hours, and started moving, they wouldn't be okay.
I have it all turned off.
Breeze, good night. Good to see you.
Good night, Breeze.
Be safe.
And I said, I asked him to grab whatever you're
Anybody that's going to be affected by this hurricane, be safe. Don't underestimate it.
D-Mac, thanks for stopping by.
It's good to see you, D-Mac. And if I don't know if WTF Mike's still here, tell him thank you. That was very cool. It's good to see all you guys. Welcome again. Hope to see you again.
Tell WTF Mike I said next time knock.
I know I forgot who said it, but she's like, "Yeah, my brother-in-law loves Bigfoot."
Mid-South Sasquatch says you don't see any Bigfoot activity where you're at. So, yeah, when I'm in Montana and Wyoming and,
I thought
Idaho,
all that too.
I don't really see much. But I did see something here this week back on, would have been last week on Friday through my spotting scope that I still was a little baffled by. It was on the opposite face of the ridgeline that I was on, and it was pretty well lit, but it was really dense conifers, and you could find game trails and see them moving up and down, but once they'd start moving left to right, it was really hard to track them. And I watched a huge branch, probably 10, 11 foot in the air. Literally, you could see it move, just get ripped out of a tree. And I couldn't see what ripped it out. And it was really puzzling because I'm thinking to myself, unless you've got, 180-pound mountain lion trying to lay on that branch and it was just too much for it, which those cats aren't stupid. They don't lay on stuff that can't support them. Or if you had a black bear, let's say, crawling up there and maybe got a hold of a branch and ripped it down. That's about the most plausible explanation I can think of, but I never saw the bear.
Yeah.
And you would have, I would think. I mean,
No, I mean, if you how far away?
I was probably 900,
Say that again.
950 yards.
950
But
yards.
I'm looking through it.
Yeah.
you used to spotting.
That's a hell of a spot, though.
What the hell of thing? See the branch.
I saw that rip down, and you could see like the whole tree, like the top half of the tree, move with it when it was ripped down. And I'm just staring at this watch and thinking, okay, I'm going to see something move out of there. And it was like nothing. I watched that for half an hour. Nothing came out of there. So I'm guessing it was a black bear, and maybe it just went up in elevation afterwards, and I just didn't have an opportunity to see it. That's, like I say, that's the most plausible explanation considering the height that it was, and the animals that could climb a tree that would have enough weight to do that. Really, you're only looking at a large mountain lion or a black bear.
Thank you, D-Mac.
Yeah, thank you.
Even brown bears wouldn't climb up that high into a tree. They don't have the weight to do it.
No,
they have too much weight to do it.
That's pretty high. And with you said it like whipped down, like it was pulled down.
Oh, it ripped that branch off, but the shock of it took the top third of that tree and snapped it over, and then it sat there and moved. So, sure. I mean, this whole movement was like stood out like a red flag when you're looking at all those trees still, right? I mean, you could see this plain as day, but like I say, to see the cause of it, I never saw it. But that would be something that if you were out there with 5 other Bigfooters on the brain, you might see that and say, oh, it had to have been Bigfoot. I got to look at it and say that the most plausible explanation is there was a black bear in that tree and I didn't notice it.
Either way, it was pretty cool to see, I'm sure.
Yeah. What the fuck?
Right.
I never use a spotting scope. I mean, binoculars.
In that area, I use a lot of binoculars. In Montana and Wyoming, I'm watching ridge lines and meadow bottoms, creek bottoms, and stuff that are
Not exactly
2
sure.
miles, 2.5 miles away. But up here in this thick forest and these steep
I'm trying to say something, but Bob
ravines
says I'm
and
muted.
stuff, you don't really need anything more than
All right,
a powerful pair of binoculars.
let's get Derek on here. Derek, you got to get closer to your mic or something because it's hard to hear you. Let me see if I can turn up his mic. Still, nope, that's Stevie. Don't do that. Let me see something. Oh, edit mic settings.
Oh, just technology. Mucked up again.
There we go.
Oh.
Now we can hear you.
Oh, you can hear me now, can you?
I turned up your mic.
Oh, the very, very decent of you. I always said you were a nice fella.
I try.
Come over and say that.
How are you? How you doing?
I'm good. Here, somebody wants to say hello.
Hello.
Sit you in the chair.
Hi, everybody. Hi. Hello.
How are you?
Hey,
I'm good. I'm good. Sorry, I have a blanket on. It's cold. It's very cold here. You have the fire on, yeah. I don't know what's going on. The weather has been really bad. Yeah. How are you guys?
Hot.
very
yeah,
warm.
we're.
Chill. Right. Okay. I'm not going to stay too long because it's actually
I
3
think I'd
o'clock
rather
in the
be
morning
there.
here.
Close
Right.
with a fire and a
Me
blanket.
too. Me too.
and
Okay.
right away-
You're coming back, yeah.
away
No,
over
I'm just coming over to say it. The reason was whenever Jeff jumped on, I just thought it was.
You can't see it. You can't see it.
Yeah, you can see enough of me.
No, hold on.
Too big moving the phone.
No, you can't see it. You can see
It was a chance to have the dream team on again.
the dream team.
Uh,
The dream team. Stevie, how are you?
I'm good.
Did you hear that?
No.
I'd have to go get my cow hat, I guess.
I can't.
I know. I was very very disappointed whenever you weren't wearing your coat hat.
Right, go on. You can sit down here now, okay?
No, I'm not staying on either. So say it's 3 in the morning. We're not staying up.
3 o'clock in the morning here, you know.
But I just
Sorry,
just
good to see
possessed the opportunity.
Hi. Come on, sit down. No, they're your pals. Go on, sit down.
Yeah,
Talk.
stay a while, Derek.
All right.
Yeah, that's it now. You're gonna.
There you go.
You can
What are you
see
doing
it.
now?
You can see it, yeah.
Of course they can.
You can see it, yeah.
Yeah.
Cold here now. I don't know.
It's not that
what's
cold. I put the heater
going
on
on. No,
for you.
guys, I know. You guys are
So,
talking.
have you guys
about
set a date yet?
Hmm?
Have you guys
We haven't
set
set
a
a
date
date yet. No, probably next year.
No, I'm busy this year. I've got a
Maybe.
granddaughter now, and she's being baptized next week, so a little bit busy this year. But he still hasn't put a ring on my finger. There's no ring, so no. How can we get married? No ring. No. Come on, Jerry. Come on. No,
That's
no,
me told, eh?
no ring. No ring. So no marriage, no date until there's a ring. Come on.
Sorry,
That
bro.
was me
pressure.
told anyway. That's to say, no, I knew everybody would like seeing the old gang back together again. At least everybody will get a laugh.
20 minutes ago, I was a great guy. Now it's that son of a bitch.
Mom,
See that?
Mom, Jeff, Stevie. No, look, my finger. Look, no ring. Until there's a ring on my finger, no marriage, no date. Okay, Jeff? No date. No.
I was looking at Derek thinking, man, he's looking good. The beard, it's impressive.
I asked
All
to grow this.
positive
I
thoughts.
asked him to grow this. Yeah.
All positive
No.
thoughts. And then there's the no ring thing, and I'm like, you
No,
bastard.
ring.
What the hell?
No, but Leanne's only telling you half the story. She wants a clatter ring, which is an Irish thing.
Yeah.
But to get a proper clatter ring, you have to go to Galway and go. Well, obviously for you Americans, this is nothing. But from here to Galway is a 6-hour drive. You know what I mean? So we just haven't had a chance.
They can't ship one over.
Hey,
That's
Dan,
not the
hey,
same, Jet. You have to go down and do it in person.
See, I've got tiny
listen,
fingers.
listen.
I need to be measured and everything. I need to get measured and all. So, not really his fault. But
so
he needs to
Danny,
get up out of his arse and do something. You know? He keeps talking. I'm gonna marry you. I'm gonna marry you. No, I've no ring. You know, no ring. Oh. Look, oh my God, you guys, lash him out of it. Come on, give out to him. Give out to him. Tell him, get that woman a ring. Tell him.
Quick.
Stevie will understand. Stevie B will understand.
See what I have to put up with.
Yeah, but you love me, don't you?
I do love you, but
You do.
sometimes you're hard work.
I am hard work. I'm a woman. I mean,
Well, at least you're.
No, I put you in your place. I put you in your place. I don't take shite off you. I don't take bollocks. Sorry for the language, guys. I don't take any nonsense. I do put him in his place.
Well, at least you're getting the honest truth tonight.
You go. You go talk to the guy now.
Wow.
I don't honestly don't know how to follow that, to be honest. Tell you the truth. I don't think there's anything I can say that would actually follow that up.
Yeah, but there's one thing, guys, okay? We haven't been online in a long time, and I'm so sorry. I apologize. I've had a lot going on, okay? But come here. I will not allow him. I will not allow him to fall asleep drunk ever again live. Never, ever. No.
Get you.
I miss Derek taking a power nap here on the show.
You weren't even there that night.
I know I wasn't there, and you never told me. But your pals, Moggs and Stevie and Jeff and Jay, and they told me about you. They told me about you falling asleep drunk.
He started snoring a little bit. Moggs muted him.
I was 4 in the morning. No, you haven't.
He started snoring, so Moggs muted him. About a half an hour later, he puts his head up, and it's like, "Oh, Derek's awake."
Wait, really?
It's like morning sunshine.
Good. And if he ever pisses you off, do it again, Moggs. Just block him, or no, not block him, mute him. Yeah, mute him, because he can't be a pain. Do you know what I mean? A pain in the hole, as we say here, right? He can be. Don't take nonsense from him. You know what I mean? Look at him.
Well, Leanne, you straightened him out a bit. He's not the Derek he used to be.
Absolutely. Oh my God, he has changed so much, yeah. Because I'm not. No, I'm not a bully, but you know, like
you're a woman.
I'm a woman.
You domesticated him a little.
What's up, Richie?
Let me kiss you.
Go easy a bit. Can't be kissing him, Moggs. Go away. Everybody there laughing now. I'm sure they do.
Oh.
It's like catching a feral dog and teaching him how to sleep on the couch and live inside.
Oh, nice.
This is me. I had a German Shepherd for 12 years.
Stand
Yeah.
in front,
No, I'm right.
and then they can see you.
I had a German Shepherd for 12 years, okay? And actually here in Ireland, they're actually on the banned list, okay? Yeah. But I trained her. Within 2 weeks, she was loyal. And she was my best friend, a bodyguard. So I'm doing this with him.
It's taking you more than 2 weeks.
Every now and then, Derek shits on the carpet, and we got to start all over. But
I have to clean it up myself, Jeff. You know,
I clean up. If he did that, I wouldn't clean it. No, do it yourself. Do it yourself.
Oh, good Lord.
He's laughing.
Sure she is. Oh, sure she is. Good Lord, you drive me to drink, woman.
Right, do what?
I say you drive me to drink, woman.
Hello, Irish.
Hello, Richie Evans. How are you?
He's doing good. I
Good.
just spoke to him earlier.
Good. What was I say? Only dropped in to resurrect the dream team from the past. But I think everybody's had a good laugh for the last 5 minutes anyway. It's just nice to see everybody again. Nice to see everybody doing well. Not just what we're talking to, but the people in the chat and all too. So.
Look what Richie wrote.
I can't see it.
here we go. Start all over.
All over again. And then what you said, Jeff?
Never mind. I'll save you
Oh.
some headache.
Getting ready to
That's
get
the
Richie
chat. That's
Evans.
the chat
Not
equivalent
yet.
of Derek shitting on the carpet and having to start all
That's
over.
exactly what I
No,
meant.
here we go again.
Richie Evans. Hi. Look,
Talk to your phone. Talk to that one.
we're on his phone, okay? Live. Richie Evans, no. And I repeat myself, we're not married, so I've no ring. Although he proposed to me, he asked me to marry him and said he wants to spend the rest of his life with me. There's no ring, so there's no date. Jeff asked.
Show them the size of your finger.
I know. Oh, my finger's
The
so big.
size of that finger, that teeny tiny finger. The ring will have to be made specially.
Hold on. I'm not going to marry you without a ring. Come on now.
We'll get you a ring, but it's going to have to be specially made.
Jeff, you have this started now. Where's the ring?
It's only
When's
a
the date?
symbol.
I'm not getting involved.
That's why.
No, Jeff's a wise man.
Let's have some more fun with this. Dan, what's
Oh,
up,
Lord,
brother?
who's coming on now?
It's
Hey,
coming
guys.
on.
What's up,
How you
man?
doing?
Man, I tried to say hello in the chat. I couldn't even figure out how to do it. It's been so long.
How
Good at it.
do I get in chat?
I don't know what I'm doing.
That happens to me sometimes. I get in chat and then there's no box for me to. I'm like, wait a minute, why? What am I doing wrong? Why can't I chat?
So Derek's getting married.
So
Allegedly, speculatively.
proposing without a ring is kind of like going to a potluck without a dish to pass. I mean, you just don't do it, right?
Like
You're
going
not
fishing
supposed
with
to do
no
that.
rod and reel. Yeah.
No,
Yeah,
it's,
well,
you know, I know Lutherans get pissed off when you do it.
I mean, you got to go find. Remember the gumball machines that for a quarter they'd have little plastic rings. I mean, find
no,
one just
we're not
for
that bad,
temporary.
Jeff, we're not that bad.
Temporary.
No, as I say, we have to go down to Galway to get the ring made. Get it custom made, so we'll arrange that.
Look, you live on an island, dude. It can't be like a week-long process. Come on, take
Man,
the
it's a
day off and
6-hour
go get it done.
6-hour drive, mate.
How long?
6 hours.
Hi.
Doing that next week.
Come here, guys.
Yeah, but
I
because
don't
8 hours,
want-
you guys have to like.
She's not going to bed now until she has a ring on her
I don't
finger.
want-
You just as well take tomorrow
Yeah, but
off
putting
and go
ideas in
start
our head,
tomorrow.
Jeff.
I don't want a big diamond ring. There's a special Irish ring. It's called a cladded ring, and it's like two hands together and a green heart or something in the middle. You can design it yourself. That's the one I want. But my fingers are tiny. I need to get measured. So there's no date, Jeff, until.
We go to Galway and get the ring made.
You know.
I don't see what he's waiting for.
Look
He's
what I was
right
saying.
there to me.
Not
He's
married
very,
past
very good
50,
to
you
me.
don't have to.
You're embarrassing me, eh?
No,
And look what
I
I
want,
was saying.
I want an Irish ring. I don't want a big diamond. Something that you have to take off every time you wash dishes or you cook clean. No, I want a little Irish cladded ring, two hands together, and a little green love heart. That's all I want. Yeah, but you have to get it ordered, and it's not something that you can just buy online.
They're custom made.
Yeah, custom made. Yeah.
That's
So when
not
you
asking too
no,
much.
yeah, custom made, and he's going to do that for me, aren't he?
Of course I am.
So Jeff, you'll be the first to know
Yeah, true.
when we have a date. Yeah. And that's when, and you know what our plan is, we're going to honeymoon in America. Yeah. So I do what you call the dream team.
Dream team.
Dream team, yeah. Maybe we can meet up,
Wouldn't that be fun?
Yeah.
Sharon Guy says, Derek, get an Uber and go get the ring.
We don't have Ubers here.
Yeah, there's
Sharon, we're sort of
It's the link.
not that advanced.
Oh my God.
No Ubers, no self-driving cars.
We're backwards. We're old fashioned here in Ireland.
Bally go backwards here.
We just do ourselves. Oh my God. Yeah. No, see, and the thing is now, you have to do it because see all your friends,
No, everybody's seen it.
they are going to push you
How
and
about
push
Chris?
you
What's up?
every week. Derek, did you get the ring? Derek, did you get the ring? Where's the ring?
Wow.
Oh, dearie me.
What else is going on?
I can't see why he
Like, I
wouldn't do
love
it.
you guys so much. Yeah, keep putting pressure on him. Okay.
I think
Derek,
we're going
get
to
the
have to
ring.
leave now
I
after that.
don't think any more pressure
I don't
tonight
know
is
how
going to
anybody
do any
just called
good.
that
So,
act up.
This pressure isn't happening.
yeah, I think we've
I
hit
know
a
he's changed already. Look, he's grown a beard. I asked him to grow a beard, and he did.
It's good.
It does look
Um,
good.
See that the
Oh, we're going to
beard
have to brush it
at
again
this
now.
point, I think the beard is the problem. Because Derek's standing in front of the mirror looking at the beard saying, she ain't going to leave this. She's never going to leave this. So there's no
You might
sense
be
of
right.
urgency now to get the ring because he's got this big, impressive beard.
Yeah.
No, because you know something. I believe. Look. Everybody is different, but I love a man with a beard. So I said to him, "Grow a beard," and he did, and he's still growing and growing.
But to be fair, I did have a beard before.
No,
It was
you
just a
didn't
different
really.
sort of beard.
He didn't really. He had a little goatee, and you know he's going to be like Santa Claus by Christmas.
I will-
Christmas.
It does kind of bring the
a month's
Sean
work.
Connery thing full circle.
Absolutely does.
Oh, you mentioned Sean Connery. That
Like-
was my major crush of all time. Yeah.
Like-
Wow. My major crush.
Red
Sean
October,
Connery.
Sean
Yeah.
Connery. Yeah.
Oh, God. Right, guys, I'm going to sit down and have a cigarette. Jeff, you're right. I'm not going to sleep just yet. I'm going to have a cigarette, okay? He can talk to you. You're not going to sleep. Lift your head up, you. You're not going to sleep. You're going to go to sleep.
How
You're not going to sleep.
can I follow? How can I follow that? That act. Go on.
You said go on.
That's very funny. I love it. I'm going to get mine.
There's a glass sitting beside you.
So Ben, what's up, man?
Not much, man. I just tuned into some premarital bliss.
Indeed.
LIB, what it do?
Hey,
They-
what it do?
They need a show.
Indeed, they do.
And another person saying we need our own show.
We need our own show.
Uh,
You don't have to change anything. You just got to go live like
Just go
that.
live.
Yeah, exactly.
Sit there and go at it.
So we need our own show. The problem is, if me and him had our own show, I'd take over because I talk too much.
No.
He
Yeah,
wouldn't
I'm
get a
I'm
chance.
gonna
seriously.
share with Derek a quote from Sean Connery. This is a true quote. I just looked it up. The key to a woman's heart is an unexpected gift at an unexpected time.
Yeah.
Sean Connery.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, Jeff, you know something? I'm not a woman that's materialistic. I don't expect jewelry, perfume, stuff like that. No, no. Tonight, okay, I was lying on the sofa and
Kicked him out.
no, he's gone, right? And yeah, he's gone. And you know something? I fell asleep, a little nap, okay? And I woke up and he had dinner ready for me. So little things like that. That means the world to me, you know, or a cup of tea, a glass of juice, you know, just small things. I don't want jewelry. I don't want anything. He is very good. He is. He's very good. I know I'm having a laugh with him and I
Hello,
give out to
Melissa,
him.
welcome.
Sorry?
Let me stop you.
Oh, you know.
I just throw it out like I have Tourette's or something. Hey, hi.
No, but I tell you, he knows his place. He knows his place. I don't take shite. You know, he gets angry. I'm like, get out, go for a walk. I'm not taking it. Go. Stevie, you understand, yeah?
LIB, be safe.
Yeah.
No,
Go.
I'm usually the one that takes the walk.
Are you being okay? Yeah.
Patrick Francis, has anyone watched Open Season? Is that
Yeah.
cartoon?
Look, this is just like, you know, what I'm saying now. If there's anybody listening, you know, There's no need for arguments or anything like that. You know, if you're angry, just go away for half an hour.
Mike,
You know-
be safe.
I'm watching a beer, okay, you know. But now I have to say, I have put Derek in his place. It needed to happen because he had a lot of stuff going on, and you're doing well now, aren't you?
I was a bit wild in the past now.
He just said he was wild, and I've calmed him down. I've calmed him down. Yeah.
Hey, y'all like the cranberries?
He has tamed
Cranberries.
down a bit.
He has, yeah. You know, and maybe because I've worn him out a little bit, and I don't mean just by talking. I know.
Yeah, most of the time.
Oh, we loved him then. We love him now.
Hi. No, Derek is great, and he's very good to me. Yeah, he's very good to me, you know. And as Jeff was saying, like a surprise, but no. What did you surprise me with tonight, dinner? I didn't expect it.
Well,
And you-
I can't have you in the house and starve you.
Bella Rosa.
The cruelty man would be around.
Oh, fine, okay. Get up, you get up. See here now, man. Get up. Come on, get up.
I thought you were taking over. I was going to say
For this month.
it's bound to confuse anybody coming in and seeing my name in your fist.
Go on. I'm sorry, regret. No.
That's all right. Go ahead.
He said New York is the argue capital of the world. I don't want to partake anymore.
New York.
Yeah.
Where's the hurricane, the tornadoes happening in
Florida.
I wouldn't say they're arguing.
No,
It's not an argument.
it's not.
That's why I'm just like mesmerized. Like,
What did you ask us a little bit ago, Derek? You said, "Do you guys like what?" I didn't hear what you said.
I haven't even. I've lost complete that thread of.
You said
train of thought.
cranberries. Are you talking about the band, the Cranberries?
Yeah, that's what I was asking.
Yeah.
Do that.
Were you asking us if we like the band, the Cranberries?
Yeah.
Because they're from Ireland, Dolores.
boy.
Yeah.
I posted on my Facebook here a month or two
I'm trying to
ago. It
remember
was
what song they're famous.
Zombie is their biggest
That's it.
one.
Yeah, but I heard her say there's no need to argue.
Here we go again, folks.
Dolores died in her bathtub unexpectedly.
she
She
did,
was amazing.
Yeah. Dolores,
Yeah.
yeah.
And
She was
they-
amazingly talented.
Aye.
If I'm saying it right,
Cats.
Lots of other songs.
if
Beautiful
I'm
songs.
saying it right, they were from Limerick, Ireland.
Limerick, yep, correct. Yep.
Stab
And
City.
originally the band was called The Cranberries Saw Us.
Yeah.
Really?
And they changed it to the Cranberries.
Mhm. Yep. Correct.
What was a
Fantastic band. Yep.
I just heard her say there's no need to argue, which the Cranberries have a song, No Need to Argue, which I think is really good.
Yeah.
Richie says, I love the Cranberries and you two both.
Yes. Fantastic, absolutely brilliant. Yeah, I saw them live, and she was only a small little thing. If she was barely 5'2", tiny. Wow, powerful voice, amazing. Yeah.
Good like yourself.
Ron wants to know any
You have a
paranormal
powerful voice.
experience, Derek's woman. Leanne.
Leanne, have you had any paranormal experience?
Eric's woman.
You know I'm gonna have to keep myself.
She does have a name, you know, she's called Leanne.
I'm 5'10".
No, Banshee.
I'm not smart, you know.
I've never seen the Banshee. I went to school with a fella and he thought he heard the Banshee. You know, in Irish legend or Irish folklore, the Banshee appears, you know, the night when somebody dies. And there was a fella, David, I can't remember his second name, Mahone, something like that. And he maintained that, you know, there was a Banshee, but everyone's experience is different.
A banshee.
Derek, can you?
Josh Gates did one of his shows there in Ireland searching for the banshee or researching the myth and all of that about it.
What
It's kinda
exactly is the
interesting.
banshee supposed to be?
No, there's different legends.
The banshee.
Here we go now.
The banshee.
Talk to the
The banshee is a dead woman, like a witch. Okay, and when apparently if you hear her cry like somebody in your family is going to die. Okay, but it's just legends. Yeah, legends.
It's really
That's it.
pretty amazing how many European countries there's little geographical areas of different phenomena. Like
Yep.
in
Yep.
Romania, it's the forest terrors, the Romanian forest terrors.
Yep,
And
correct.
that
Yep.
was probably one of Josh Gates's best shows. That show blew me away.
Yeah.
But
Well, I'm going to tell you something. Look, my ex-husbands, okay, were separated, well, divorced now 15 years. And he was from Romania, okay? Beautiful country, lovely people, okay? He was just a bad man, okay? That's why it didn't work. I've been to Romania over 20 times more.
You fluent in Romanian?
No, stop that now, you, right?
Yeah, you're fluent in
And
Romanian.
you know the film Dracula, yeah? And the legend about Dracula. It was actually an Irishman from Clontarf, from 10 minutes from where I'm from in Dublin. He wrote that book, Bram Stoker, and that's where it was based upon. Yeah.
Okay.
if you have a chance to watch Josh Gates's show, look it up. Josh Gates, Romanian Forest Terror. That
Yeah,
show,
I
they
know
went out
exactly what
into
you're
this.
talking about. Yeah.
They went into
It's like
they went into this
Carpathian.
section of the forest with
Uh-huh.
his film crew, and they
Yeah.
had set up all these different devices to measure temperature, all that stuff, and
Yeah.
they had cameras on the one guy in their crew that volunteered to sit in this wooden
Mhm.
kitchen chair in this clearing in the middle of the forest all night, and they're
Yeah.
videoing him, and they can talk to him through an
Yeah.
earpiece.
Yeah.
And it was pretty uneventful for quite a while, and then all of a sudden he's like,
Yeah.
dude, the temperature just dropped like 20
Yeah.
degrees here.
Uh-huh.
He says, I've got
Yeah.
goosebumps all over my body. And as he's
Oh
talking,
my God.
he says, I can tell something standing right in front of me.
Yeah.
Can you see this on the camera? There's something standing right in front of me. And
Yeah.
Josh Gates and them are like, dude, we don't see this. They're like 100 yards away.
Yeah.
And this dude gets blasted out of this chair and flies about 25 feet through the air, rolls head over heels onto the ground. They go running out to him, and his whole body, even under his clothing, is covered in scratches.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
Shit.
I mean,
Well,
I was
Yeah,
watching
I
this
can tell
going,
you where that
dude,
was.
unless
Yeah.
they
Right.
Hollywoodized this and faked it, this is one of
Yeah.
the greatest
Yeah.
things
No,
I've
no.
ever seen.
I can tell you something. As I said, I've been to Romania over 20 times. Beautiful country. And the area you're talking about, the woods and the forest, it's called the Carpathian Mountains. Yeah. Transylvania, right in the middle. Yeah. Right in the middle where Bran Castle is, Dracula's castle. But again, that's all made up. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? He was a
But
bad man.
I had a chance to speak to Josh Gates because I
Right.
was
Okay.
trying to
Very
line him
good.
up for an interview. And
Uh-huh.
I asked him, out of all the seasons and the shows you did, what was the one that really frightened you or blew you away the most? And he said the Romanian Forest Terror
Yeah.
one. He said that dude was new on our crew and he volunteered to sit in that chair. And when he
Yeah.
got blown out of that chair and his whole body was covered in scratches that were bleeding,
Yeah.
he says,
Yeah.
I felt I could not in my mind figure out what the hell just happened here.
Well, I'm going to
And
tell you something now, and I've
Where
actually
can I
never
see
even
that,
told
Jeff?
Gareth this. Okay.
if you look up Josh Gates Romanian Forest Terror, it will bring you
check it
to
out.
that episode.
Yeah.
All right.
And I think you can find it just through Google doing that.
Well, I'm
All
going
right.
to tell you something, and I will check it out. I will look it up, but I'm going to tell you something. Okay. There was one night I was in Romania. Okay, and I couldn't sleep. it's just, you know, I tossed and I turned. I just couldn't sleep. And the next morning I woke up, and that's where my ex-husband was from. He lived there, yeah, just beside the woods, the forest, Carpathian Mountains. I woke up with bruises all on my legs. I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened. Something strange is happening there, Jeff. Yeah, something very, very strange.
Wow.
I had bruises, black and blue, the next morning. Yeah, I don't remember anything. I wasn't drunk, nothing. Just woke up. Yeah, with all this shit on my legs. So there's something very creepy and strange going on in Romania. Yeah, you know. And I
So
will check it
That
out.
is
Yeah,
odd.
yeah. It's like you guys in America. I mean, we can. I mean, I watched some of your videos, but Ireland is so small. We don't have what do you call those? What do you call
Bigfoot.
Bigfoot, yeah, too small. I've no doubt that you guys do have a Bigfoot walking around or big feet, whatever. You know what I mean? Because it's such a vast country, and I do believe it.
I won through a stick at Jeff once,
Yeah.
you know.
It
Because
is a
you
vast
yeah,
country.
yeah. Wow. Oh my God. So you actually experienced Bigfoot, yeah, Jeff? Did you?
yeah,
Wow.
I was just looking on YouTube. Destination Truth Season 3 Episode 1 is
Right.
the one what we're talking about
Okay.
in Romania. If somebody wants to see that,
No, I will. I'll check it out. But there is something very strange. Romania is a beautiful country. I'm going to repeat myself. Beautiful country. People are amazing. But there's something very strange going on over there. Something
Mr.
very
Lee
strange.
posted
He
it in
said,
chat. Anybody
okay,
wants
cool,
to
cool.
It's just putting the link
oh,
in the chat.
okay.
All
I'll
right,
check
cool.
it out. Yeah, thank you. I'll check that out. Yeah. Now, and if you guys ever get a chance to come to Europe, I do recommend visiting Romania. It'll be a beautiful experience.
Don't mind. I recommend visiting us. Never mind sending them to Romania. Good Lord.
Blazer, how's it
If
going?
they do come to Europe, of course they're coming and they'll stay with me and you. We'll go to Romania. Beautiful country.
I think it's just interesting that if you were to start in, you know, in Europe at one end and you worked your way to the other,
Yeah.
you could go through so many different areas, see so many different terrain, but
26, 27 countries.
the phenomena or the mystery that haunts history in every area is different. That's what's so interesting, would be so
Right,
intriguing about
It's
it.
about culture and the different languages and stuff, you know, like even okay, because we were colonized by the British, okay. But no, I'm not starting. But I still talk Irish, Gaelic, yeah. That was their language, yeah. I still talk it. Even when you know, if I take a bus in the city centre, I say Gordon Mila Magut. It means thank you very much in Irish, yeah.
Hmm.
You know, it's just about keeping it alive, keeping our culture alive, and that's it.
I think what Jeff was trying to say, Leanne, is if you go back 1,000 years,
Yeah.
Europe, you know, the whole of Europe was mostly forested, you know, and there were small individual groups of people and living in small villages. And it's just interesting how there's so many different
It's all changed.
cultural
It's all
sort of
changed.
touchstones.
I know. It's all changed. You know?
Yeah, but it's throughout the whole world too.
Yeah.
Every place in every little place in the world has their own like supernatural myths and stuff like that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
No, but I think I've told this story in the channel before, but go ahead. And even you know, it was during that COVID carry on, and I was doing funny hours because I was watching a lot of shows with you American types. And I went out for a walk about 3 a.m. and I walked outside the town. And there's a place called the Rough Fort. And it's an Iron Age fort from over 2,000 years ago. And about 100 years ago, the guy that owned the land planted trees. So they're big, mature trees were growing around the ring forts. And I walked out and there was a light in the middle of the trees. And I walked up and I thought, that looks a bit strange. I tried to work out where it came from. Was it a star? Was it whatever? And then I remember watching one of them David Pilates videos and he says, never be the last man in the trail. And I thought, no, I'm not going to be the last man. So I just turned out and went home. But, you know, just like I can't explain what that light was. I'm not saying something supernatural. I'm not saying that it was strange. It was just I couldn't identify what it was. and I wasn't prepared to just walk on up, just in case, you know.
But,
Sure.
you know, there is something going on, okay? And you believe what you believe, okay? And I was raised a Catholic, a typical Irish girl raised Catholic, okay? And the Catholic Church, no, nothing for me. But I'm still a Christian. I believe in Jesus Christ. And there was one night, I wasn't having a good night. I was having a really bad 2-3 weeks, and I called out to Jesus Christ. And God, guys, I swear, something came to me, like I smelled roses, I smelled a breeze came to me, and I got the best night's sleep ever. So Derek said it's not supernatural. There's something out there. There's something out there. Like you guys, I can resonate with you guys when you talk about Bigfoot, because we have never experienced it here. But I do believe they exist because they have so much space, yeah, in America. But there is something out there, guys. There's something
Well, I
out there.
think one of the things that I don't know if we really correlate between the U.S. and the rest of the world is that
Mhm.
when we look at North America and we start talking about, like for instance, haunted areas or where
Mhm.
these phenomena exist, we're
Mhm.
looking at areas like Gettysburg, and where tremendous amounts of life were lost in a horrible situation with pain and suffering,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
And we're looking at haunted prisons, and we're looking at these types of things as these high value target areas to investigate, right?
Mhm.
What we
Yeah.
don't understand is we're talking about a short glimpse of history of
Yeah.
Yeah.
300 years, right? When you look at Europe,
Yeah.
all of Europe is like 100 times that. If you look at the amount of humans and war and suffering and all over for thousands of years there. So
Yes.
I
No, well,
find it.
that's the thing. Funny you mentioned that, Jeff, but I've heard that before. But people seeing soldiers rising up or whatever from all different ages to fight battles again in the night and things like that. I've heard that multiple times
The thing is,
across the continent.
okay, I was going to say that America is a very young country. It's not even 300 years old compared to Europe. We've got thousands of years, yeah, culture and history, and I know a lot of Europeans came to America and they did shape America, but there's so much history, not just in Ireland, Germany, France, and it is haunted, yeah. There are places, Jeff, that are haunted, you know what I mean? People that
I
suffer.
think anywhere can be haunted. I think
Yeah,
when you look at
yeah.
human suffering in the real world and a loss of life where
Mhm.
somebody is not going to heaven or they're stranded or they're lost post mortem for whatever reason and they're dying in pain and torment,
Yeah.
I think that soul could end up haunting a house, a prison, or whatever. And when you
The
start
energy.
talking collectively, like
Mhm.
a battlefield full of them,
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
regiment of 1,000 people died in a day
Mhm. Yeah.
in horrible pain and suffering, I
Mhm.
can see where that area could
Yeah.
have an aura of hauntedness around it.
Exactly.
Like
The energy.
residual energy.
The energy
Well,
Energy,
that's what I
right?
was getting ready to say, Ben. Residual energy. I mean, look
Mhm.
at the
Exactly.
level, the magnitude of the energy that's been left there
Yeah,
in those
absolutely.
places.
But it's
Could
Yeah.
it be?
negative.
Could it?
Yeah.
Well, negative, good or bad, but
Yeah.
that energy is so intense that
Yeah.
there may
Exactly.
be that residual
Yeah.
effect.
CBB, you're correct. 100%. Yeah. 100%. You're correct.
I mean, if you think about like when you're talking about cemeteries and stuff, right? Almost anybody who has a headstone where somebody cared enough about them to purchase a headstone and they stood there and they had a burial and they had a celebration of we're sending this person off. I don't know how much pain and torment is there. I'm not saying it can't be. Certainly, every death has a different circumstance. But when you're talking about mass life lost
Yeah.
in different areas for different events that have happened throughout history, that's a different scenario. People have died, and they're a pile of bones 20 feet under the dirt right now, and nobody even knew they were missing. They were just tormented and gone.
Yeah.
Nobody was there honoring them in any way. I mean, you kind of wonder, even if from a Christian standpoint, if you believe in a heaven and a hell, if there isn't a way to get caught to where you're just stuck here, right?
Like
I mean, I don't know.
purgatory, maybe.
Yeah.
So
Well,
Gates Master said it too. English have 400 years in America. Natives have history.
It's funny you should
I
mention
only-
that, Jeff, but 30 odd years ago, more than that actually, I was in the church group and we went to Armagh, which is the ecclesiastical centre of Ireland.
Mhm.
And we visited the Protestant cathedral, and the guy that was touring us round, and he took us into the crypt and they showed us a point, and this is to go to your thing about the age thing, and they were getting work done, to repair or shored up or whatever, and there was a crack in the wall, and stones and things started tumbling out, and then they started to notice white things inside it, and it was teeth.
Hmm.
It was teeth from bodies that had been buried there, years and years and years before.
Yeah, and I'm not saying that United States doesn't have enough history of that. I live right next to Blood Run, where there's 276 Indian burial mounds from multiple tribes all over the
We used to
country.
get about that before.
And, if you look at the history there, these archaeologists have went and uncovered bodies that are 9,000 years old. Okay. So, I mean, way before the white man came, and I've talked about this a lot. I've even mentioned it here on Moses' show. Tribes would fight tribes over resources. Everything was about resources. If you ran out of a resource, you went to war with another tribe and took their land and displaced them. And
Yeah,
now
it
they
always
have to
is.
go attack another tribe. The amount, I've talked to different archaeologists that have examined these burial mounds and all these artifacts and stuff throughout all of the lower 48 here. And they say that this was a very violent landscape for hundreds and hundreds of years, long before the white man got here. So it's not that there can't be this haunted presence here because we're not old enough like the UK. But if you look at the number of lives that were here, it pales into comparison when you look at the number of people that existed in Europe in those huge settlements at war with each other, slaughtering city after city after city in a lot of cases. I mean,
And
if
then the
you
plague
read the
came
Bible and you read about Joshua, he went and slaughtered city after city after city. I mean, he prayed to God for 12 more hours of daylight because he ran out of daylight and he wasn't done slaughtering cities. I mean, the amount of life lost in Europe pales in comparison throughout history to North America. It's not even close.
And I'm just going to say to you now, and Derek, I know Marx has said this channel.
Look at me.
Oh, yeah. Can you see me? Marx has said, this is free for all and all that. But, Jeff, what you just said there now is happening again. Okay, we are being invaded. Okay,
Yeah.
Ireland is being destroyed. And I don't care what faith you are. You're a Muslim, you're a Jew, I don't care. But there's literally 180,000 coming in here each year. And the Irish are going to be a minority by the year 2050. That's what they're predicting. We have
Yep.
too many coming in, and there's rapes happening, child abductions, sexual assaults. It's shocking. It's shocking what's going on. So what you just said, we are being colonized here in Ireland again, yeah? And we were never asked to bring in all these, or they're fleeing war. I don't
Some
help
might say
anybody.
they're doing that
You know?
here in the US too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Stevie, you're right.
Happening in a lot of
absolutely
areas.
shocking. Yeah,
You're all
They're
right.
eating the dogs and they're eating the cats.
yeah.
You know,
No,
we-
it's just shocking, and Ireland is beautiful and people are lovely. I actually came across an American couple a few months ago, yeah, and they were in Dublin City Centre. And they asked me directions to some place, and that's me, yeah. And I gave them directions, and they're like, oh, it's great to hear an Irish accent. Where are all the Irish? They're all foreigners here, all foreign. I'm just saying.
we could go into volumes about the, easily
Yeah.
100,000 people crossing our borders in the past year.
Not 100,000. That's much
More.
more than that.
Oh,
I said
yeah.
easily.
Over millions.
It's more like
It's hundreds of
Well,
thousands.
it's-
And they're eating the dogs and they're eating the cats.
700,000.
Eat a dog, eat a cat. Is that actually true, guys? Because you're all in America. Are they eating dogs and cats in Ohio?
No,
Is that true?
Without getting political
Yes,
about it.
I stopped myself.
They did interview like the head of the Humane Society and different natural resources people there in Springfield, Ohio, and they did say that on that local lake there are no more geese, there are no more ducks, they're gone.
No.
And
Wow.
numbers show that
Wow.
there were 40,000 people that lived in that town 5 years ago, and it's 60,000 now.
You can't do that.
All
You just can't do that.
20,000 of the people that have came in are almost entirely Haitian.
So
Yeah.
where's the
And
next
almost none
logical
of them are
point?
homeless because they
Mhm.
all get apartments and
Yes.
assistance to get
Exactly.
these
Yeah.
apartments.
What I was
That's
gonna
what's
say.
happening here. We've got over 14,000 like they're registered homeless, right? Okay. That doesn't and they're in like hostels.
Irish people.
Yeah, Irish people, okay. That doesn't include people that are sleeping on friends or family sofas, okay, just thousands. But any foreigner that comes here and claims asylum, they're putting a hotel.
It's the world has changed. I'm just telling you, back it up 40 years and try to go from one country to another across any border in this world and see how easy it is if you don't have a picture ID. You
Yeah.
can't get there. We
Jeff.
live in a different day and time now, and
Jeff,
a lot of
will you
people
hear
try to
this?
present that as a good thing, but really all we see is it probably not being so good. Every country that feels like we've changed for the worse seems to be because they stopped controlling who comes into their country anymore. I mean, unfortunately, but
Exactly. And no, and the thing is, right, come here,
It's a shame.
it's shocking. I mean, Ireland is a tiny, tiny country, okay? Their
It is a small
population has
country.
increased by like 25% in 5 years. There's nowhere, I mean, if you lose your house or you lose your apartment or flat, okay, there's nowhere to go. There's nowhere.
yeah, we
There's
got to
nothing.
change the subject because unfortunately, there's really
Sorry,
no
yeah.
way to talk about the realities of this
Yeah.
without some
Okay.
people trying to interpret it with
No,
a
YouTube's going to kill it.
nuance
No.
to it.
The one thing I will say, Jeff, whenever you said photo ID, that made me laugh. Like you were in the mob too at the same time, but the time of Gulf War II, and I was in the Royal Navy Reserve at the time, so we were all put in standby, and we were told to, you had to get certain injections, you had to get certain paperwork, and one of the things was we had to present our passports, and that's what we were saying. We have to present our passport to go and invade Iraq. Are you serious? And nowadays, anybody can walk anywhere and do anything.
Yep.
No, talk about what's going on and blame the government. Blame the government. They've done all this.
Well, I
And
think
with
we
the
have about
border-
10 minutes
What's
left.
Dragon P? Good to see you.
Let's go to a more cheerful topic.
Yeah.
Let's mock Jeff about his lack of cow hat or something. Let's end the show on a high. Let's not end the show on something depressing.
Yeah. Well, I just want to see who's in chat real quick. I've been listening.
Derek, when I first saw you in, I don't know whose chat or channel or show, but I remember you telling about your daughter and something about something ran across the street in front of her or the roadway. Do you recall what I'm talking about?
You're losing me a wee bit now.
It was probably the first time I ever saw you.
Probably was.
But do you remember?
I've different stories about the daughters. I have an extensive collection of daughters, so it could be anything. No, I do remember when
he knows There's the other
older-
ones he's not sure, doesn't know about, but
The oldest is twins, and I do remember whenever they were about 17 and a half, and I was going down the town, I was actually going down to visit my father's grave at the time, and there's the oldest pub in the town is called Frank Owens' Bar, and then and as I say, two girls, identical twins, and the two of them rocked out of the door at Frank Owens' Bar, and there was me a couple of meters away, and they weren't the age that they shouldn't have been drinking. I looked at them and they looked at me, and I wasn't going to say anything because young people will be young people. And I says, are you out for the night, girls? And they says, no, it's so and so's birthday. I said, no, that's grand. Have a good time. I says, oh, that's great. And then I says, enjoy yourselves too, but see, once it's legal, you won't enjoy it as much.
Yeah.
It's funny how that works.
Right.
Yeah.
The thrill is gone.
I get a
That was
kick
the
out of.
same thing too with the other one, Madeline. And there was that was the time I was living in that flat in the middle of the town. I just decided to go out for a walk, and I come out, and I looked at the other side of the road, and there she was heading down, and she was a crafty wee blade. She always was, and she'd left her mother's house. Her mother lived in the country, and fair play for a wee teenager. It was born, winter, it knew nothing. So she came into the town to stay with my mum and dad, and then they did the old traditional. I'm going to my friend's house, and my friend's coming to my house. And then the two of them was heading out to do something else. But I just sort of happened to walk out into the middle of it. I says, and where are you two girls going? And you just knew with the big red faces. And I says, I'll tell you what, I'll walk you down to where you're going to make sure you're all right. And the two of them was going along with a big heads on them. But look, I don't mind. They have to go out and get their. Well, maybe we have a bit of different attitude over here in Ireland. Maybe. Aye, but as long as they're going to be safe, you'll let them
I
go out and have a
remember
wee drink or whatever.
when I was young in the army, and before we were flown into Kuwait, we were in Heidelberg, Germany, and I walked into a little pub there in Heidelberg, Germany, and there was like 14 and 15-year-old boys sitting in there drinking these glasses of beer that were like the size of a pitcher.
Yeah,
And
6 foot high.
they're all room temperature. And I asked the bartender, I says, how old do you have to be to drink here? Because I thought I was getting over being 18 years old and drinking, or 19 years old and drinking, right? He says, there is no drinking age as long as you can come in and sit down and be responsible. And I'm like, are you kidding me? I didn't realize that was back then. Maybe there is an age now, but really blew me away, because here I am driving home last night and I stop at a store to buy some beer, and the lady cards me, and I'm like, I'm 56 years old. I got a gray beard. I mean, you're actually carding me? And she laughs. She says, we have to. And I said, that just blows me away. It reminds me of, and I've told this before on Mogs, but when I was a freshman in high school, I could grow a beard pretty good like this. It was dark, and all the juniors and seniors would give me money all week long to buy booze for them for that weekend. So Friday after school, I'd go into this drugstore that sold booze, and I'd buy like a shopping cart full of booze, right? And the lady wouldn't card me. And I did this as a freshman, sophomore, junior, senior. I graduated, went into the military for a few years. I was home on leave on my 21st birthday, and I walked into that drugstore and I bought a 12-pack of beer, and the lady carded me, and it was the same lady. She goes, I haven't seen you in a while. I said, yeah, I've been in the military. She goes, oh. And I said, aren't you going to ask for my ID? She goes, why would I do that? I said, you should ask for my ID. And so she asked me for it, and I give it to her, and she says, you're turning 21 today? I've been selling you beer for 6 years.
Doesn't make you a bad person, Jeff.
No, it doesn't make it
6
better.
years I was buying booze there.
No, I remember one time I was still living at home. I was still at school with my mum and dad. My mum and dad went down the town for a drink, and there was a bar at the town at the time called the Belmont Bar, and it had a bar at the front and a lounge at the back. And the lounge at these two, there's table, around the walls and all, but sort of tables in the middle that had a pole coming down and from the roof to the floor, wee table thing. And there was a couple of guys from school. One of them, friend of mine, Russell Logan, and he was the biggest guy in our year at school. He was, the head of the rugby team and all that there. And obviously, my mother knew him because he was in and out of the house. And my mother says, she came up, she says, it was the funniest thing in your life. He tried to turn sideways and hide behind this pole. And there was no way, you know what I mean? He was that big, there was no way he was going to hide. So my mother just walked over and said, "Oh, how are you, Russell? Would you like a drink?"
Yeah.
Just to embarrass him.
No, but let me talk now.
There, Leanne's going to tell you something now.
No, the thing is, see, here in Ireland, it's a little bit more relaxed. It's 18. As you were telling the story there, Jeff, about Europe, yeah. The French, they're introduced to like a glass of wine, when they're 14 or 15 at dinner, yeah. Ireland is 18. I think in America it's 21, yeah? 21, you're saying, yeah? It's a little bit more relaxed in Europe, and people have this perception about Irish. Oh, we drink. The Germans are worse. The Czechoslovakians, the Czechs, they're worse, yeah. They're worse, you know what I mean? The Irish have this perception. They go out, say, Saturday or Sunday. Yeah, they get pissed drunk, okay? But that's it. Where the French drink every day,
I just, in Germany, I really didn't like that all the tap beer is served room temperature. I'm like, don't you guys have any cold beer? And they're like, no.
Well, we do, but you have to go to an off license, like, I don't know, what you call it, a drugstore or something in America.
Buy it bottled or canned.
Yeah, and you can go to the fridge and you can get cold beer. But in the pub or the bar, it's room temperature, yeah. You guys like a cold, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Derek's back now. Derek's on the side. No, they're down there. Yeah, but I'm just saying that in Europe, alcohol, it's a little bit more relaxed in America. Yeah,
different setup.
Yeah,
a lot of things are more relaxed in Europe.
Yeah,
like when I went to Italy, we walked out of the airport in Rome, and as we're leaving the airport, I look up and there's a United Colors of Benetton billboard, and it's a black woman bare-breasted breastfeeding a white child. Like the whole nudity thing in Italy, there's nudity on TV. It was no big deal.
I remember the first time I went down to Amsterdam. First time I went down to Amsterdam, and we get off in Schiphol Airport, and we had to go to the toilet. Just don't be interrupting. So me and the other fella, we were in and we were doing our business in the toilet, and the cleaning lady just came in, and she was just working around us. And there was us doing our business, like, and not a problem. Didn't even fizz on her. Different world.
Well, do you remember, Mogs, when you were younger? I remember in high school or junior high. I guess I was in junior high. My dad would watch like Johnny Carson, and then after that, the Benny Hill show would come on. And that's from the UK. It was a UK show. And the women on there had their boobs hanging out, and it's like on normal TV. And I'm like, what kind of Disneyland did we just walk into here, right? I mean, I didn't know this existed at 1 a.m.
That was odd. That was actually shown on British TV before 9 p.m.
Yeah.
I swear to God.
But they wouldn't show it here until after midnight, but they'd still show it on regular TV. I remember.
It was a great show.
Mad how times have changed. Mad.
And he was gay. Benny Hill was actually gay as Christmas.
I know. I know.
That's the best.
Yeah, Monty Python.
But what's that?
No one expects the Spanish Inquisition.
Do you know what's a great film? The Life of Brian. Any of you guys ever seen Life of Brian? It was an English film, and it was based in the Middle East. And they literally, about a man being a woman. And you're going, but this is the 70s, yeah? The 70s, yeah? And it was just so funny. They couldn't get away with that now, yeah? Oh, this. You know, you can't do this, you can't do that.
They couldn't even.
Brilliant. No,
They couldn't even get away with faulty tires. Don't mention the war.
faulty towers. Oh, faulty tower, guys. Faulty towers. Yeah, brilliant. Yeah. And we talked about the Germans in World War II, and that was in the 80s. Yeah, you couldn't get away with that now. It just wouldn't.
Or even Dad's army.
Scott B.
No,
Scott,
no.
just to see the naked.
I would stay up all night and watch Benny Hill just to see the naked ladies.
Yeah.
I can approve of that.
And even the music.
I'm not running around
Yeah.
stuck in
I
suspenders.
mean,
and
if you think about it, it
Women are
never
naked
lasts.
and everything.
The shots never last that long. I mean, you'd watch 35 minutes of TV to see 24 seconds of boobs, but the payoff was worth it at 14 years
I was
old,
worth
right?
it, Jeff. It was worth it.
And it was funny. So
It was funny.
It was fun.
Like now, I don't watch TV now. Derek also doesn't watch TV because it's all rubbish. And the news channels, it's all propaganda and their narrative.
You
Don't watch TV.
get
Don't watch it.
better entertainment watching people on
Yeah.
YouTube nowadays.
Exactly.
In all honesty.
Exactly.
Small.
I'd rather go outdoors and watch watch nature or watch people.
No.
Even
Good
even if
knowledge, yeah.
even if you don't live in these remote areas, like I get into, just go to the county fair or whatever and sit down
Yeah.
on a bench and watch people. That's more
Yeah.
That's more entertaining than
Well,
Then-
look, Jeff, I live in a fairly small town, but I go out a walk every day.
go to the
I know
beach
what
and
you're
find a
doing.
boardwalk and
Yeah,
just sit
as long
down
as
and
I
watch
can.
people.
Just to get out.
Just
that
people
was
watch.
one of the things I loved about, like, I used to make deliveries to New York City every day. And if I got to a red light, I was all excited if I was the first truck, because that's the best place to watch people.
Yeah.
You know, or if I stopped for lunch and I would like grab a park bench and just sit there and watch people. It's
Yeah.
it's a
Exactly.
perfect place for
Airports
it.
are good for that too.
No, and that's one of the best things about Italy.
Airports are good.
You know,
Yeah.
there's cafes everywhere, and you sit outside, and you can sit there for 2-3 hours, and you never get bored. You never get bored because you're watching people coming and going, you know, and you don't see the time going. You know,
I tend to watch people a lot in Golden Corral for some reason.
Me and my boys, we built these cafe racer motorcycles, and we'll go downtown and park outside the coffee shop and just sit at a table out at the curbside downtown. And people are walking by and they're standing there looking at your motorcycles and they're talking to you. And it's like having these conversations with people that you've never met before and learning about them, learning where they're from and why they're in town. And shit, there's nothing on TV that's more interesting than
you know,
that. There
you know, you know.
That's true.
Yeah.
Modern television,
Very
proper
true.
shape.
Yeah.
Pyro.
I'm going to bed, guys.
Right.
Good
Okay.
Yeah, Ben.
I'm sorry, Moggs. We monopolized your channel again. When we're on, we always take over. I'm so sorry. And Stevie Big, I love you much. Okay.
Remember and tell Stevie B how
Ben,
good
thank
looking
you,
he is.
buddy.
Oh, sorry,
Good
Stevie. Can I say something to you? You look absolutely beautiful tonight. I don't see your picture right now, but you looked absolutely gorgeous a couple of hours ago when you had your photograph up. Stunning. You look very young. Did you have a makeover? I don't know. You look gorgeous. Gorgeous. Fair play to you.
Good.
Aye. Yeah.
You believe me.
Shush you.
No, but yeah. You look great.
Thank
Okay.
you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right, guys.
I love hearing a woman compliment another woman like that because, truthfully,
Yeah.
none of us guys could say that to Stevie without everybody else
No.
saying you're being a creep,
No,
right? So
yeah.
it's
I
nice
used
to hear another
yeah.
woman.
No, a man, this is society. If a man says to a woman, you look gorgeous, you look great, and she's with a guy, like, oh, you know she's with a guy, you're chatting her up, you know what I mean? And this is the thing, what's wrong with society. There's a lot of women out there full of hatred, and they look at another woman and say, oh, look at her, she looks good and all that. Every woman needs a compliment. And Stevie B, you looked stunning. You looked stunning. You did.
Thank you.
There you go. Absolutely gorgeous. And I will see you one day. As soon as Derek puts that ring on my finger, we get
Oh,
married.
right back to
No,
me.
And we'll go to Florida for our
If
honeymoon.
Derek ever buys a ring and they actually get married, they can come here and
Aye, and we'll
Well,
meet all you, please God.
have a
But
little
yeah,
All the
party.
characters. We'll get
We'll all come
get
see
the
you.
dream team together in real life.
the dream team together, yeah. But now, Stevie, I have to say, what did I say to you a couple of hours ago?
I think she looked lovely.
Wow, look at Stevie. You just, your hair
Good,
is
Jack.
different.
Thank you.
Aye, your
Well,
hair
yeah,
is
guys,
up.
we are gonna wrap
All
this
right,
up.
guys, I know we have to go. Okay, good night, guys from Ireland. We love you lots, and we'll
See you
talk to you again
guys.
Great to
soon. Okay?
see you.
Take care of each
All
other.
right. It was a
All right,
pleasure
guys.
as always.
All right, night, night.
Good
Yep.
night.
Love you all.
Yeah,
God
good
bless.
night.
See you later.
God bless
Bye.
you. Yeah.
Bye. Bye. Bye.
Derek, great to see you.
We will see you later, Mugs. Thanks for having us on. It was fun.
Jeff,
This
thanks
this
for
show
hanging
was
out.
was again the epitome of you never know where this show's gonna go, right?
Right.
When I clicked on and we started talking, and then I saw Derek click on, I thought this could really get interesting. I hadn't seen him up here.
I should have left in full screen the whole time. You know?
I'm telling you, they need a show.
They-
They need a show. They have a ton of people following.
Hell yeah.
Oh my god.
would.
Seriously.
Like just one night a week. That's all I need.
Well, you guys take care. Thanks for having me on. We'll talk to you later.
Thanks,
Good night,
Jeff.
Jeff.
Talk to you soon. Wow.
That was fun.
Well, yeah, it was. Guys, thank you so much for hanging out tonight. It was great to see everybody.
Anyone near the storm, be safe. Look out for
Absolutely.
each other. Reach out.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
please.
If you enjoyed tonight's show, hit that like button. If you're new, subscribe. WTF Mike, if you're listening, thank you so much for that raid tonight. That was cool.
That was cool.
Very cool.
I told him next time knock.
We will right. We'll be back on Thursday, hopefully. It's kind of iffy, but there will be. We'll try.
Yeah.
We have to do it on our phones. If we can get it, if we're good that way, when we'll be live.
We'll definitely
Again,
be
you
in
never
touch.
know what's going to happen.
We'll be in touch.
All right, guys. As she said, take care of yourselves. Take care of one another. We love you. Peace and God bless.